What's going on, guys? It's Will with Clash of Clans Crusades, and today, if you haven't beat it yet, we are going to beat the Dungeons and Clash of Dragons event challenge. Now, there's about 10 days left, as you can see there on the time, so if you haven't knocked it out yet, we're going to give you two strategies you can use. Now, this first one, we're going to start off with all of our balloons in the corners here. What that's going to do is it's going to draw out those traps, and it's going to free up our air troops later in the attack. We're going to use one of our earthquakes, all of our lightning spells there. We want to make sure that we leave that last mortar so that the troops will funnel in that direction. We're going to use all of our dragons for the most part. We're going to save some of our Inferno dragons for the end of the attack there. Really important that we make sure that the Grand Warden is set to air. If he is set to ground, then that would be really bad for the attack. He could get targeted and killed. Going to drop the Archer Queen now. We want her to take out the Town Hall, and in addition to the Town Hall, we need to make sure that she can take out most of the first Inferno Tower, if not all of it. We would have liked if she would take out that Inferno Dragon that made it out of the Clan Castle, but it's not going to make a difference for this attack here. We're going to throw in the Royal Champion to start to wipe out those Inferno Towers. Notice we use the Earthquake to lower the health so that she can one-shot most of them with the ability. Going to drop our King, use his ability up top to take out the Teslas, and then at the very top of the screen there you can see we finally threw our Inferno Dragons in to get boosted by our Grand Warden. At this point in the attack, if you've done everything else up to this point, there shouldn't be any issues 3-starring it. Some things could have gone a little bit better. We lost one of our Lightning Dragons, our E-Drags I should say, at the beginning of the attack there. To one of the single target Inferno Towers, but despite that, this attack is good enough to where you should be able to 3-star with just the remaining troops. So they're going to do some cleanup here. We've still got our minions. You can either use the minions to wipe out the Clan Castle a little bit faster if you have any time issues for whatever reason, or if you want to drop them towards the bottom of the base to maybe draw some of the attention for the Archer Towers, maybe the Scatter Shot if you get lucky. Feel free to do that as well. But as you can see here, we're already at 92%, just under a minute left, and we've got plenty of troops. This is an easy 3-star. And this is the first method, a little bit of margin for error with this one, as you can see, having messed up with the E-Drag right off the bat, and we didn't even take out the Clan Castle troop with our Queens, still got an easy 3-star. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the second attack here. Now, a little bit different. We're going to start from the other side of the base. Similar concept here. We're going to drop our Earthquake spells and we're going to use our Lightnings. But we're not actually going to wipe out the entirety of those Scatter Shots and Expos. We're going to start off with the Inferno Dragon there, and he is going to wipe out the Town Hall on his own with an invisibility. And then that arrow that you just saw from the Queen, she is the one that was going to finish up with her ability, knocking out those Scatter Shots in the Expo. So we're going to go ahead and we drop the King. We're going to have the Queen sit right behind her, kind of as a buff, and they'll take out most of that left side of the base there on their own. Our E-Dragons can take out the majority of this quadrant, and then we have from the left side, we're going to go ahead and use our Royal Champion ability. Same concept as the first attack, going to have her go from range to kind of pick off those Inferno Towers to help out our troops later on in the attack. As you can see, we're kind of just waiting for her to make her way around before we drop any of our other troops. She'll just take a second here. And then once we have all of those Teslas deployed, at this point we can go in for the remainder of the base, less than 50% as you can see. So go ahead and wait for her to finally die, and then starting from the top here, we'll again activate those traps, drop all the rest of our troops, and then we'll go ahead and throw the Warden in behind. And again, really important here to make sure that you remember to make sure that the Grand Warden is in air mode. If he is in ground mode, then those cannons will not be fun for him. We're going to go ahead and activate the ability early. All the troops are clustered there, which can be dangerous. And then they don't have much work left to do, less than 30% of the base, almost all of our air troops still alive here. All of our minions are still at play. Again, if you want, you can drop them on the clan castle if you wanted to try to speed up the attack or maybe make sure that your troops push to the right side of the base. That's perfectly fine. Otherwise, you probably don't even need them, to be frank, but if you wanted to, you could spam them at the bottom to maybe distract some of those remaining troops. We'll just use them as cleanup in this case to go ahead and knock out some of the collectors. And as you can see, two very easy attacks, both 3 stars with the majority of our troops still remaining, so you've got a little bit of margin for error here. I will say this attack is a bit more difficult just because you do have to make sure that that queen ability is done right, but it's at the beginning of the attack, so you can always just restart. So that's all, guys. I appreciate the watch. Go ahead and like and subscribe.